Hello everyone, my name's Cliff and welcome back to my channel. This is Cliff's Dark Gems. And if you're new here, welcome for the first time. Yeah, tonight we're going to do just a reading update so far for the month of August. So, stay tuned. Hi everyone. Yeah, before we begin, I'd just like to ask everyone, if you enjoy this video, please be sure to give me a thumbs up, give me a like and subscribe. It'll help out my channel, and yeah, then I can see some new content from me from time to time. And yeah, let's just start off by saying it's been actually a very good month in terms of reading. I read 6 books so far, and that's equal to the amount of books I read for June and July. So that's pretty damn good. And also I've read a lot of different variety, which has been needed, but I'll get there a bit later. And which is healthy, I think. So instead of just reading horror all the time, kind of exploring a couple of other genres as well from time to time. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so what am I reading at the moment? Well, I've just started The Nest by Gregory Douglas, Paperbacks From Hell. And I'm reading this, and I'm going to talk about the next 2 books as well, for Garbaugust. So yeah, it's reading trashy books. And I'm having fun so far. But just be warned, 5-10 pages in, I'm only 15 pages in, and immediately there's some violence against animals. And yeah, I have a feeling this book is going to be pretty brutal. In fact, I've been warned. And yeah, just like The Rats by James Herbert. And no one is spared. A man, woman, child, animal. So just be warned if you're going to read this book, or The Rats. So yeah, that's The Nest. Okay, next up we've got Dragons of Autumn Twilight by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. And this is the first book in the Dragonlance series. Dragonlance series in total consists of like 100 books or something, but there's 6 major books that are important. And yeah, this is the first of them. I don't own it, but I own the next 5 out of the 6. Yeah, Dragons Winter's Night. Oops, I might have started that already as well. Dragons of Spring Dawning. And then Dragonlance Legends, Time of the Twins, War of the Twins, Test of the Twins. Now people, this was a cozy read for me. Yeah, also part of Garbaugust, and it was very much needed, people. We're going through a crap time right now, and I needed something from my childhood. I needed to go back and read something beloved. I think I read this when I was 11 or 12, and yeah, nostalgia, and it was just beautiful. And you know, it's always a danger when you go back and read something like this, reread a book that, yeah, maybe you grew up with, that you loved, and there's a danger that it doesn't meet your adult expectations, that through the lens, in my case as a 54-year-old, yeah, you know, the writing is going to be shocking, and it's just going to be weak. Luckily for me, I was really in the mood for this, and I really loved it. I loved revisiting these old characters. There's this half-elf, there's this dwarf, there's this hobbit-like creature, and yeah, every fantasy trope that you can imagine. There's a magician, there's maidens in distress, there's a knight, but it's a wonderful story. And yeah, I've seen people criticize the language, and the writing does get a lot better as you go further in the series, and the fact that all these tropes exist in this book. But it was special for me to go back, and it was needed. And I do intend over the next 5-6 months to carry on finishing. Maybe once a month. I'm cheating. I've already started this. I might read a bit more this month. This is giving me pleasure. It's giving me joy. Sort of read it in between the horror to lighten the mood a bit. So yeah, that is the Dragonlance series. Okay everyone, so next up I read another paperback from Hell, and that is Hellhound. And that is by Ken Greenhall. And yeah, once again, warnings for dog violence, animal violence. And there was some scenes that really upset me, people. It's not what you think, maybe, but it's just something that happens in this country and perhaps in the world that really disturbed me. And if you want to ask what that is, ask down in the comments below, but I'm not going to give any spoilers. But yeah, for the most part, I really enjoyed this book. It's a dark book, people. It's disturbing. But it's not what I expected from a paperback from hell. I expected a lot more blood, violence, kind of shock value, and you don't get this here. The rating's kind of understated, kind of subtle. There is violence. It's very dark. It's more just the whole mood. And the thing is that you got this dog, psychotic bull terrier, and for the most part, actually not for the most part, you know, the kind of perspective changes. And I love the part when you're in the dog's head. The dog is talking about the humans, and really is psychotic. It wants to find the perfect place, so it kind of does away with the owners. But yeah, it talks about these people, about the characters, about people in general, and it's kind of bleak, people, about the human condition, and the characters themselves are pretty unlikable, but it was interesting, it was thought-provoking, and it was dark. And about halfway through the book, and it's short, quick, easy read, something happens. It's new owners. I'm not going to give spoilers, but all I'm going to say is that it gave me apt pupil vibes. Apt pupil from Stephen King. If you read it, you know. But yeah, it gets very dark. And besides the animal violence that I spoke about, it's more suggested, but I hated those suggestions, because for us it's something that we detest. That's all I'm going to say. Besides that, the ending is brilliant. It's very well done, and yeah, this was 4 out of 5 for me. I think it's a pretty good book, damn good book. So that is Hellhound. Next up, we've got Wizard in Glass, Stephen King. Yeah, quite a thick chunker, part of the Dark Tower series. Just a magnificent kind of dark fantasy world. Yeah, and the quest for the tower with Roland and companions. Sounds like a fantasy as well, but believe me, there are horror elements all over the place. Yeah, it's hard. It kind of transcends genre. I mean, it's like a western as well, almost like an apocalyptic feel as a western. All sorts of stuff goes on in these books, and I must say, it's 5 stars, and it remains 5 stars. But this is one of my least favorite in the series, even though I love it, and I'm going to explain why. It is a book without any spoilers at all, where yeah, the first 3 books, you on this narrative, you're on this journey to the Dark Tower. In this book, for the 700 pages in between the very beginning and the end, it's a backstory of Roland. He's telling a story about his youth, and I'm not going to go into it. It's a beautiful story, people. But especially on a reread, I got frustrated because I wanted to continue keeping on the journey. And I know I'm also going to put this book down. I'm going to put the series down maybe for 2-3 months, because I've been very slack on my own Discord. Crits and our Discord. It's Fright Club, because I've got a little section where I've been talking about people joining me for the Dark Tower, and there's been a few people that have joined, but I've been so slack on Discord, people. I've been terrible, just with the way I'm feeling, and also with time. You know, it's kind of funny because, yeah, here in South Africa we're 7 hours ahead. So by the time America kind of finishes work, so like say from 5 to 10, it's way after my bedtime. And I think that's when the Discord is buzzing. So yeah, but I've also just been slack. I need to go onto my Discord. Yeah, I need to go onto Fright Club a bit more often. You know, post some comments. And I know also the people that are reading it with me are kind of maybe still on book 2 and book 3. So I'm going to put this down, as much as I love the series, and let everyone catch up. And maybe if there's anyone else, you're welcome. I'll put the Discord below. You can pop in and say hi. And yeah, got like the first book, second book, third book, and you can make a comment, you know, and have a chat with me. But yeah, I love this series, my favorite series of all time. And I want to take my time now. And I want to read other Stephen King as well. That's important. Yeah. Same as Wizard and Glass. Okay, another series that I'm busy with. That's a Matthew Corbett series. And this is book, I think it's 5, The River of Souls by Robert McCammon. God, I love this cover, people. And yeah, this is the shortest of the lot. And I'm loving this. This is like an historical fiction, serious horror elements. This book, there are scenes that are just, whoa. And it's like an adventure and a mystery. All this kind of transcends genre stuff that I've been talking about. But this is a very dark book. Unfortunately, it's probably also my least favorite in the series. There's just something about it. I couldn't put my finger on it. It's very fast paced. I don't want to give any spoilers away. But yeah, there's stuff that happens to Matthew Corbett in this book that, yeah, I just didn't think was earned, maybe towards the end. And it's just other stuff that happens. Maybe it felt a little bit rushed in places, maybe it's short. The other books are really big, but it's still 4 stars, and it's still my second favorite series at the moment, after The Dark Tower. And I really strongly recommend that you start with the first book, Speaks the Nightbird, and give Matthew Corbett a chance. I think you will love it. So yeah, I'm going to continue reading this with my friend Nikhil from Shelf-Esteem. I'll link him down below. Okay, next up, another short book. I read Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. Yeah, it was a very kind of interesting classic, very unusual, thought-provoking, hell yeah, and I really enjoyed it. Although it's not really, I think, a book that you enjoy in the traditional sense, but it got some really wonderful ideas here, and commentary on people and on society. And yeah, it's about a man who overnight turns into an insect. Yeah, it's about alienation, isolation, and the fact that, yeah, from being the sole provider of his family, he becomes an embarrassment. So yeah, he's kind of a prisoner in his own room, and his family now see him as different. It's about this different alienation. It's just an interesting book, and it can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. Yeah, perhaps one way is, like kind of if you think about disabled people in the LGBT community, now they're just not seen as part of society, even sometimes in their own family. And yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a very quick read. I might go into a bit more detail at the end of the month when I do my wrap up. But yeah, it's 4 stars. So it's Metamorphosis. Okay, and finally, I read Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. And yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful book. I really enjoyed it, 5 stars. And it's probably my first proper science fiction novel that I've read. I've read Richard Matheson, I've read a lot of Ray Bradbury short stories. But this is definitely a harder science fiction. I mean, there's a lot of mathematical stuff, science stuff in here, but it's beautiful and it's so readable. And I gave a full review, a spoiler review, that I'll link at the end. But I gave it as spoilers because I think this is the sort of book where you need to know next to nothing. You need to go in, even reading the back. It's better just to go in and you find this man naked in a room, and he's on the bed with all these things in him, intravenous tubes, whatever. And you really don't need to know a lot more than that, because it's just some wonderful surprises, wonderful things that you discover. And yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful book. So go and check out my review. I'm not going to say anything more about this now. 5 stars. 5 beautiful, glowing stars. That's Project Hail Mary. Yeah. Okay everyone, so those are all the books I've read so far in the month of August. Doing pretty well. Hope I can reach maybe 10, 11 books. And yeah, what am I reading next? And actually here we go. I've got a couple of things that I'm really going to look forward to. I think what I'm going to start next, once I finish those books, Blackwater by Michael McDowell. I'm dying to get to this. And of course then there's the Adam Neville book, which I didn't take out, that I'm going to get to as well. So yeah, those are going to be my next 2 reads probably, and I will read some Dragonlance in between. So yeah. But which of these books have you read? Leave me a comment down in the spaces below. I'd love to chat to you. And yeah, take care of yourselves. Until next time, keep those pages turning, and cheers.